Hello and welcome to the Fall Raiders tag. Finally getting around to doing this one. So I was tagged a couple weeks ago by Cordy. The original tag is by, what's her name? You'd figure I'd remember this. Alexandra Rosalind. And it's basically just writing habits, but fall themed. So I'm gonna be reading these tag questions because they're kind of long. You'll see what I mean. First one, crunching leaves, the perfect sounds. What do you like listening to while writing? So this varies wildly. Like, recently I've needed silence, except for like the white noise of like my, computer fans and maybe the actual fan over there. Other times, I straight up deafen myself with music. So I have two different music playlists for writing. I got, No Words, We Die Like Men, which is songs with no words, and Yes Words, We Live With Kings, which is songs with words. Whichever one my brain will function with. Usually it's No Words, We Die Like Men. Alright, prompt 2. Hot bubbling cider. What's your favorite thing to eat or drink while writing? And that would be... Oh, I didn't have my... Okay. I didn't bring out my teacup. I got a gigantic teacup. I drink tea. Cold, though. I don't drink hot tea. Also, I drink these things. I got like one of these. It takes me a really long time to drink these, though. I opened this 2 days ago. And it's just been kind of like sitting on my desk, and I drink a little bit every once in a while. Probably not healthy to leave this out on your desk for several days in a row, but that's what I do. As for eating, I try not to eat in here, but I will bring anything that's like not gonna grease up or get my keyboard dirty somehow, and nothing that will smell. So I usually just bring up like a little cup of pretzels, little hard pretzels. Number 3, bonfires, the perfect night. Name your perfect writing conditions or your perfect writing night. Perfect conditions are when Her Majesty here has decided she's done laying on me and wants to lay in her bed over there. Right now, I only have one hand free with very limited motion. Also, I need like a specific kind of chair. Like, some chairs when I sit in them, it gives me like really bad leg pain. I will be, like when I go to bed that night, it will still hurt and will keep me up. Like, I gotta sit in like a decent chair. There's these metal chairs at work that like I refuse to sit in because they mess me up. And then I guess the last thing I need is internet. I don't use like Google Docs or anything like that that's based in the internet, but I do like knowing that like every time I stop typing, Scrivener saves and then automatically uploads to Dropbox and is backed up. That is nice. So, you know, little security, that's always good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Number 4, pumpkin spice latte. Something you used to like, but now don't. So I used to like to fill out character sheets and like biographic info dumps on characters. It was basically how my undiagnosed ADHD ass got through class. And what I used to do on paper by candlelight when the power was out, or spent like 90% of my time daydreaming in my free time, character traits. It was fun for me. Like, I really like doing all that work for characters. However, when I started writing original characters, in my writing, okay, like actual full stories instead of like mini scenarios, it wasn't working for me anymore. Character sheets turned into like a chore, you know? Like, there's so much, could be a controversial opinion here, but there is so much junk on character sheets that is completely useless. Lukewarm take, I know, but it is a take. It's like, there's so much useless info in there, and then you gotta remember it. Cold turkey, like, it's just not a character you've been sitting with for a while. It's this unknown, faceless person with, like, an entire list of favorite foods, and, like, no. Now, you see, I can remember all of that about characters that I've written for a while. That's all up in my head, but, like, a fresh character starting right out the gate? No. You were merely a concept to me. I'm not remembering any of this. And then as I write, the character changes, and then I gotta go back and fix the character sheet because now there's like fake news in there. What do you want? You sticking your head in the frame? Saying hello? Hi. Okay, so nowadays I just develop my characters as I'm writing. So there's this new character I made for my nano project, and I was kind of like, hey, I need a person to be in this specific role. And then I thought to myself, what kind of person would be here? Like, what kind of background a person would be here. And then I was like, okay, so that person would be here, but like, why would he be interacting with my main character? Like, why would they even notice each other? So then I added a little more to him, and like, how would that kind of person react and act in this situation? Like, what kind of person would have this job in this specific background, and like, how would they conduct themselves? And that's kind of how I made him. And he will change as I write. But my old characters from my old book, they have their own personalities, blah, blah, blah. Because I've already written them into a book, I know them, and then I'm not really tweaking their characters anymore. They're just slotting into the spaces that I made for them. If that makes sense? Like, old characters shape the story, new characters are shaped by the story. There. That's how I do it. Like, I don't need to know if this guy prefers tea or coffee. Like, irrelevant. Although I'm not knocking if you like that. You know, you do you. Number 5. Halloween. Parentheses, my favorite holiday. Mine too. Actually, no. Wait, I like Thanksgiving more. But second favorite holiday. Your favorite part of writing a novel. So my favorite part is editing. It's been editing for a while. I just like messing with words. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm good at it, but I like doing it. Catch me leaning back in full chill mode, listening to a robot read my writing back to me. It's so satisfying when you fix a messed up sentence. Like, I even do that to books that I have not written. In the Kindle library I got do like the notes. I will fix sentences in the Kindle note. And like, that's part of the fun of reading the book. I'm like, yes, this person messed up a sentence and I get to fix it. So the only time that editing becomes a nightmare is when I've messed something up so incredibly bad, I need to circle back around to drafting again. That's not fun. And that has happened. That's happening right now. That is a nightmare in my life right now. Anyway, number 6. Monsters and Goblins. What terrifies you most while writing / drafting a novel? The ending. I'm really bad at endings. A lot of people complain that they have trouble with the middle. Not me. I mean, my middles might still suck, but I don't have problems with them. It's the ending. There are so many stories I have that I've written, like a good story, and then just couldn't end it because I don't know how to end it. Like, I enjoy putting my characters in situations, and endings tend to end the situation, by definition. So, it is difficult for me. So I'll have an ending in mind, alright? And then as I plot, the ending changes because I've worked out more of the story. And then as I write, the ending changes yet again. And it's hard. Sometimes it's like, oh no, it changed so much, I don't even know how to end it anymore. So yeah, writing the ending stories. It's not so much like, oh, I gotta say goodbye to a story I love. It's no. I can't actually end it. I am incapable of ending this story at this moment. Anyway, number 7, Hey Rides A Bumpy Ride. What do you do to get over a writer's block or get inspired? So I will get random inspiration right around the time when it's time for me to go to bed. Very inconvenient. So obviously we can't do that. So I will go on writing streams, and here's the weird thing about writing streams. Like, sometimes it will get me on track and I'll be a writing fiend on the stream. But most of the time, I'm not. Stay with me here. Most of the time, I'm doing something else, or I'm looking at the document and not actually writing, or I'm actually just straight up playing a video game while everyone else is writing. But it does something to my brain. As soon as the stream ends, I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I just get into the writing zone and I'll just write. And it'll be massive productivity time. Like, as soon as it's quiet, then I'm like, let's go. The thing with streams is that there's timers, so like at the end of the timer, it stops you. Like, I get stopped and I'm like, okay, we have broken the train. Now we're gonna spend 10 minutes chatting and having fun. Sometimes that's exactly what I need and I will get so much work done, but a lot of times it's just prepping my brain for later when I'm gonna really crack down. You know, kind of like warming up the engine before you pull out of the driveway. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. She's getting mad because I'm not using both of my hands to hold her up anymore. Anyway, number 8. Haunted houses, world building. What are some tips you have on crafting the perfect world? This is an odd question to be asked when I'm currently in the process of world building by writing the second book in a series. That's why I'm writing this book for Nano. Now, normally I do the world building off of the plot. I want it to be this difficult for my main character to do this thing. Why would it be that difficult? Now we gotta go and check my other world notes to see if it's actually like contradicting little things, or if I need to add this note into that world note so it's all consistent. So this is actually one of the reasons I like Plotter so much. Not sponsored, will never be. But it makes it really easy to keep all my stuff organized and categorized. Because my method, it is a lot of putting little things in bit by bit as I go. I used to do this in notebooks. Absolute nightmare. Now, if you plot the other way, where you make the world first and then you do your plot, I have like 0 pointers for you. I've never done it that way, ever. Number 9, pumpkins. It all starts with a pumpkin. Do your story ideas start with characters, plots, setting, or something else? I kind of already answered this a little bit. So I start with an idea of a character, like a vague idea. Then I make the plot off of that vague idea. Just something I really want to happen, and then I flesh it out from there. And then 100% of the time, nearly everything about that vague idea of a character just goes away. Like, right out the window. Like, the only thing I kept in this story I'm writing right now from my main character is that she's a she and she's a necromancer. You leaving me? Okay, you can't sit there. Come on. Go. She has been disturbed too much. Literally everything else about her changed. Even how necromancy worked. So I'm tempted, really tempted to say plot, but technically I guess it's a character. So number 10 is share a spooky writing prompt. You're about to push open the screen door to take out the trash, but suddenly you're overcome with like this gut-wrenching thrill of panic. Don't go outside. You don't know why. There's nothing out there. It's just your yard. No strange sounds, no movements, and now you're standing there, trash bag in hand, staring out into the darkness. Ooh, so spooky. Anyway, that's the fall writing tag. Once again, I need to go back down to cook. I'm always like running out to go cook something at the end of these. Nano is starting soon. I will see you next week, and we'll already be going nuts. See ya. Bye-bye. And I was like, hey, I need a body to fill this, probably not the best phrasing. Okay, so, number 9, it all starts with a pumpkin. Number 9, it all starts with a pumpkin. Do yours, I gotta put an R there, it's messing me up every time.